Hey, Georgia Hosa. My name is Maria Aguilera, and I'm your host. And welcome to the third episode of Let's Talk About Hosa. It is our third episode. I can't believe it. We've made it to three. It is really amazing. But we have a really, really special guest with us today. So I'm gonna just let him take over and introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dominic Mimbang, and I am currently serving as the secretary for Coffee High School Hosa. And I'm currently a sophomore at Coffee High School, and I'm really excited to be here on this podcast and talk with Maria about Hosa.
Yeah, so just kind of like to break a little bit of the ice as an icebreaker. Dominique, I met you at Officer Jumpstart. Loved you from the start. You're such a great person and really sweet. So I know a little bit about you, but I don't know a lot about you. So if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and how you got started with HOSA.
So, I moved. So okay, I was born in. I My family's like a really like traveling family. So I've always like been in different situations in my life. Like I was born in Washington D.C., but like when I was like 2 or 3 months old, I moved to Italy and I was raised there for like 7 years. And then I moved to Atlanta for a year, and then I moved down south here to Douglas, Georgia. And ever since middle school, I found a passion for psychology specific and or like a career in analyzing the behavior of the human behavior and applying it. And ever since like middle school, I've been adamant about joining an organization that has to do with healthcare. So when I was in eighth grade, I was just like searching up organizations about like healthcare. And on Google, I found out about HOSA. And I found out that it was a CTAE organization, as we call it in Georgia. And I've always been an FBLA kid like ever since sixth grade. And so I wanted to like branch out into different clubs, like specifically a club like HOSA. So we I went up to our intro to healthcare science teacher at the high school, and I was like, hey, can I join HOSA in eighth grade? And she was like, you'll have to wait until your freshman year since there's no middle school chapter. But I waited until freshman year, and I was surprised to be the only like freshman member that joined HOSA that year. Like before that, there weren't like any freshman members at all. But it was nice to be able to also bring in some of my friends that were adamant about healthcare and help the chapter grow. And this past year, I've been able to go to Fall Leadership Conference in Athens, which is just amazing. I cannot wait for it, and go to State Leadership Conference and network with so many people. Be able to meet our former Region 5 representative, Jameson Stevens, and she was just like so amazing. I miss her. And like she like is like inspired me to like apply for a chapter position, and now I'm the secretary of our chapter, and I'm just like super excited for this year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So definitely I kind of relate to you in a way because I did also join HOSA in my freshman year, sorry. Because we didn't have a middle school chapter. So it is definitely like I feel like a lot of people get scared, and I say it in every single episode, but I feel like a lot of people get scared when they hear the word HOSA and healthcare mixed together because it does kind of bring out that image of like if you're in healthcare, you just like you want to be a doctor, so it does open up your mind and possibility to a whole new different world, which is an amazing thing about HOSA right now that I really love.
Yes, I totally agree. Like I don't necessarily want to be a doctor. I mean, I see with me the career possibilities, they're like just swinging around my head. Like in sixth grade, I wanted to be a what was it? I wanted to be a I wanted to be a surgeon, and then in seventh grade, I wanted to work in the public policy. And in eighth grade, I wanted to be a psychologist, and then freshman year, I was so adamant about being a psychiatrist. And like now, I don't know whether or not to go into social media marketing or like marketing in general, or like pursue like psychiatry. But like either way, like HOSA helps you with that type of stuff. Like the events in HOSA, they're not just healthcare based. There's other events that can appeal to everybody, whether you're into healthcare or you're not into healthcare. And I think that's like great about HOSA and other CTSOs as well.
Yeah, for sure. So hopping right into questions. So, like you mentioned, you are an officer. How was that journey of applying to be an officer? Was it like stressful? Was it fun? Just like want to hear your side from it.
May you repeat that? Sorry, I cut out for a second.
No, you're fine. So I said, so like you said, you are an officer chapter for your school this year. So I just want to hear about the journey for you applying to be an officer and what kind of like gave you the inspiration to apply to be an officer.
So, as I said before, I was the only like freshman member for HOSA, and because my school we have a the main high school which serves grades 10 through 12, and then we have the freshman campus which is all the way across town. And basically for people who have like elective classes at the high school like chorus or drama, they would like take the bus after third block, they would take the bus and like go there for their fourth block, or like after school all the buses immediately go to the high school to like pick up people. And so I joined HOSA, and I would always, take the bus after our the freshman campus time ended, and go to our HOSA meetings. And that was definitely like a setback for people at our freshman campus, because not a lot of people knew about HOSA. And I knew so many people that were like, I wish there was a healthcare club. I wish there was a club that has to do with healthcare. And a lot of people at the freshman campus, they were involved in FFA because there was a basic agriculture class in at that campus, and they could easily join FFA through that. And they also were a lot of FBLA members, because at the time I was the freshman representative for that club, and I would engage with them through that. And so I decided that I want our HOSA chapter at the high school to grow. So I tried like my hardest to get more freshmen to join, because freshman year is the best time um to join clubs. And my advisor, and as I said before, the former Region 5 representative, Jameson Stevens, they like really suggested me to go for chapter office. And I did that. And it's been a really great experience so far. I really enjoyed being able to connect with members and being able to lead them through stuff. And I honestly love taking minutes. I love taking minutes. Like a lot of people don't like that, but I love taking minutes. It's fun.
Yeah, so what's I want to kind of ask, what's your favorite part so far about being an officer?
It would definitely have to be being able to plan chapter events and then implement them, and being able to have members be able to talk to you freely without having a fear of that. Because when you go to conferences, like you all I'm the type of person that like always wants to meet new people, but you never know where to start. Well, when you want to talk to somebody, obviously the people that like come to mind are like state officers, because those are the people that you're supposed to go talk to, because they're the most welcoming people. And so I kind of wanted to build that same type of environment in my chapter. So it's always nice to see like the new freshman members come up to me and be like, hey, I really want to go to the Perry Fair. How can I do it? Or like, I'm really interested about competing, or I really, really, really want to go to Athens. And yeah, it's just been nice being able to lead them through that. So that's definitely my favorite part about being a chapter officer.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of relate to you in that way. For us, like you said, we are kind of like in the South. It is very FFA based. So a lot of people don't know about HOSA and the opportunities you get from it. So being able to advocate it and being able to tell people about it is definitely really fun, especially as a chapter officer. Like you said, we're supposed to, for us, it's like our state officers are chapter, like they are our chapter officers. So we're supposed to go up to them and be free to talk to them whatever we need, whatever question we have. So it is definitely something we're also trying to apply over here at Cockwit, is to be able to have that our members are can trust us to be able to up to us and be like, hey, I need help with competition, like this and that, whatever they need, and that we can help them.
Yes, absolutely. And implementing that, and sometimes implementing that, and sometimes um small chapters is definitely a way to boost them up. And especially like, because we live in the South, and FF South Georgia, and FFA is really, really, really prominent here. So it's, yeah, it's definitely like one of the biggest motivations and inspirations for being a chapter officer.
Yeah, for sure. So, coming into the year, it is a new HOSA year. I feel like already so far it's been such a great year for with everything that we've done, especially for us. It's been a very promotive year. So I kind of want to ask you, what are you excited about this upcoming year and why you're excited about it?
I am 100% excited for Fall Leadership Conference in Athens, Georgia. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that. Last year, I had such a blast there. Like walking around in Athens with your friends is just like such a W experience. Like going to like restaurants and touring UGA. I love touring. I love UGA. And like the conference atmosphere there is just like so amazing. And I love how like the classic center looks. Like I love like the Greek vibes that they have going on there, and that was like when I really like started getting engraved into Hosa, and I really like love going to the Athens FLC. And another thing that I'm also really excited about this year is um competing. I love doing competitive events, especially like presentation type events. So if you are doing prepared speaking this year, watch out. I'm just playing. No,
Yeah, he's coming for all of y'all guys.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. I am super, super excited for FLC, SLC, all the competitive like conferences that we have. I am so ready for them. Like you said, for you it was Athens. For me, it was SLC where like it hit me where I wanted to like seeing like the community and everybody in HOSA and like the family that we are. It's that's where it hit me that I do want to stay in the club and want to be as active as I can and be able to help. So yeah, it's definitely an experience that I feel like every member should try or be able to do. Which sometimes with that it is it's not the cheapest thing because it's a little pricey, especially for us from down here because it is the travel and everything. But it's definitely something I would recommend doing for anyone that's new to HOSA. Definitely go to competitions. They're the best thing in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, and I can attest to what you said about the traveling part because spending 4 hours on the bus on
Yeah.
a school bus, one of those like yellow school bus, not even a charter bus, on your way to Atlanta means stuck in that traffic. So,
Block
sometimes,
of
sometimes
cheese.
any what?
We call our school buses the block like a cheese block because it looks like a cheese block. So we call
Literally,
it
like,
a cheese
and
block.
it's sometimes it just gets like so hot on that bus, on those like buses too, and like it's either really cold or it's super hot. But it can be fun, okay, especially when you stop at Bucky's or
Ooh.
when you stop at, yes, for that's one of my favorite parts of conferences, stopping at Bucky's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, the bus rides are long. They are long. I know for us last year for SLC, we left the school right in the morning, right when school was getting started, and we didn't get to Atlanta till 7. So that was a pretty long drive, but it's also because we had that like I think we had like a 3-4 hour drive to Atlanta, and then we stopped. One thing our school does is an annual thing. We get to stop at the Houston Foundation, and we get to tour it, get to do some activities with it. Last year we got to do sutures on a pig leg, I think, if I remember correctly. And then we also got to talk to a medical illustrator. So it was really fun, really cool being able to tour the whole foundation and everything. And then from there we went to Atlanta and I remember like vividly the only thing we wanted to do is sleep. We wanted to go to our room and sleep. But then like right after that, like we couldn't have time to sleep because like right after that we all put on our shoes again and we get a message and we were like we're going to karaoke, so we all went did karaoke and it was so much fun. That was like a vivid highlight of like our SLC trip.
SLC is just, it's such an unreal experience. Like, um, one of the most funniest things from last year SLC was after the recognition session, everybody got out of the room and just like started screaming, and and everybody got a text from there. Like I was like in my bed and I was getting ready for the Hosa dance, and then like after I just like started hearing screaming, and so like after I get done ready, after I got done being ready, I just see like a bunch of people like screaming, and then I see like people who are like aren't part of the conference, they like get out of their like rooms and they're like, what is going on? And I was just like, I just went back in my room because like our advisor, she was like, if I see anybody from our chapter doing that, you will. There was like one guy from my chapter doing it, but she was like, yeah, all of you will be getting in trouble if I see at least like one of y'all doing it. So I just like went back to my room until it was time for the Hosa dance. But it's yeah, like Hosa SLC, it's just like such an unreal experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you actually, I was there doing the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I can actually tell you how that happened. So we were actually going down to like check out like everything for the dance. We were going from our room because like this ceremony got done. We went changed out of our official dress, went and changed to our jeans and our hostess t-shirt and got all our stuff ready because we were ready to go to the party. We were ready to party, like we were hyped up. So we were down on the 10th floor because we just like stood there for a little bit and talked. So we were down on the 10th floor and Neil Fernandez, he walks in and then he has his friends like doing like this train, right? So people start seeing him. So they just start clapping because that's the night he got elected as president elect. So people just start clapping, screaming. And I remember, I don't know if you like heard me. I remember me saying, I had my Neil bracelet. I was like, Neil. And we were just like all having fun. And then that's where it started. So when people started seeing everybody clap and seeing Neil, and Neil was just up there saying, thank you. Um, everybody everybody just went along with it and everybody started clapping. So yeah, definitely that was a really fun like thing. It was fun and seeing everybody like get together and just do something even like that's stupid, but it's like it's fun. But yeah, like you said, SLC is definitely something that is really an experience. um it is world like it is amazing. And I think with that, like even the like it's like you would have when you hear conference, you think, oh, it's gonna be boring, there's nothing gonna be fun, like it's just meetings. But I feel like Hosa has a way where they actually do make it fun. So when like right when you walk into the doors for the opening ceremony for SSC, you get hit with that wave of energy from everybody, the violinist, the DJ, the robots, everything. It's just like it was fun, especially even with that, the workshops themselves. They are really, really fun and really being able to see everything and being able to see all the careers and all the universities that go and all their options for us as healthcare wanting to be in the healthcare field. I think that's also really cool. So, with that, we're talking about workshops. I'm going to ask my next question. So, workshops is obviously one of the biggest things that we get from HOSA, and I want to say it's something that has helped me personally a lot to be able to see my options in the healthcare careers and seeing everything that I can do. So, I want to ask you, how do you feel like workshops have helped you to open up your mind and being kind of like looking into your options?
Um, Let me think. Okay, so I at OJS, um, I went to the what was it called again? The networking neurons workshop, and it was just really fun because I love networking. Like I love being able to meet new people, and that just like emphasized like the ways that you should properly network with people and how what your email etiquette should look like and stuff like that. And the cup activity where you had to where it was like head shoulders and toes cup, and then when you have to like grab the cup, it that was just like so fun. And it was just like it not only that workshop not only helped you like get energized for the rest of the workshops, but it also taught you a lot about how to properly talk with people and how to how to properly um how to properly like extend yourself to others. And Sua, the Region 2 rep, she's one of the most hilarious, most funniest people ever. Like, she's so real. That's my favorite Ghanaian right now. So Africans unite. But yeah, it was definitely one of the one of the most like fun and engaging and intuitive workshops that I was able to attend.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely what you said, Sua. Love that girl. She is amazing. She's very energetic. Her energy and her vibe is absolutely amazing. And she's just a great person overall. So, hopping into my next question, obviously workshops is one of the biggest things that we get from HOSA, but something even bigger than that, it is competition. So competitions, they are, I would say most of all competitions are very stressful. It is a big part of what we do, and it is, even though they're stressful, at the end of the day, they are really fun, and it is definitely something that you get that you're like, sorry, my mind just like blanked out. But it's like I said, it's something that's fun and you get a lot of benefits from. So I want to ask you, what do you do as an officer or like as a HOSA member to prepare to for competitions?
So last year this wasn't really implemented because we were really, that was the year when our membership rate started to go up like by a tiny bit, and then this year it just skyrocketed. But
Yeah.
I've recently been working with my competitive events chair and reporter Sanvi and Kaylee to start competition workshops for members as and integrate them with the education that our intro to healthcare teacher does. So we learn about CPR in our fourth unit of introduction to healthcare science. So a lot of the members that are in HOSA, we're trying to help them really engage with that unit so we can prepare them for maybe the CPR event or CPR first aid event at SLC. And we really just split it up by the competition types because some people they're more, sorry, did I cut out?
No, you're fine.
That's
I can hear you.
um but some people are more, test takers, while others they're more like open, while other people they're more like hands-on. So Sonvi and I we're more hands-on and presentation type people, while Kaylee and Brianna they're more, and I forgot to mention Brianna, our reporter, she's also helping with this new initiative that we're doing. They're more like, test takers. So we're trying to divide people into those two categories so we can help them. So I did the 30-second speech at FOC last year, and I tried my best. I didn't place, unfortunately, but Salvi's doing it this year, so I'm kind of helping her with that. And I'm just trying to see if anybody wants to do prepared speaking this year as well, or if anybody wants to do the family medicine presentation that Sunvi did. And we're trying to help prepare them for those competitions, like what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and because we've learned a lot, and Somvi's definitely like a big help considering the fact that she got sixth at state last year for sixth at state for the family medicine presentation. So we're definitely trying to take a hands-on approach to that.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of like what you're saying. Like I said in the beginning, when you hear competition, it's a very scary word, especially for healthcare. It's not easy. Like if you even if you're testing and if you're doing a speech or a presentation or like anything of that, it isn't an easy job and it does take a lot of work to go into it. So kind of what we're trying to do, and I would kind of give kind of like what y'all are kind of saying, what we're trying to do is definitely have that member and officer type of relationship where we want our members to be able to be like if they need help with a competition to be able to come up to us, DM us, or even like email us whatever they need, and try to set up a time where we could take time out of our schedules and we could go with them and help them study, give them tips, help them with their presentations, with whatever they need. I think that's definitely one of the things we're trying to do too.
Yes, that's absolutely amazing. Devoting your time, I feel like a lot. Oh, right around after fall rally is the time that, or maybe even after FLC at the latest, that's the time that chapters should really try and maximize competitive event preparedness, because you really want. I mean, it's not bad if you don't like place at state, um, because obviously is placing at state is like a very hard thing to do, especially when there's chapters like Lambert and
Yeah.
those like schools that like all you constantly hear them at state, like number one Lambert High School, but like it's always nice to prepare them for um it's always nice to prepare them for this just in case that they do actually do end up succeeding and getting, the top five. And that's always nice to see people, because one of my friends, Paloma, she was actually able to get first in state for, what was it, for health career photography. And I was just like so proud of her. Like two of my junior chapter officers that are now seniors, they like just started bawling out crying. And I gave Paloma the biggest hug that night. Like that was just, I mean, that morning, that was just like really, I was just like so proud of her. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that feeling, I haven't been able to experience it. Sadly, I did not place last year for my state competition. But I know from what some of my friends have told me, like you said, that feeling of being up on that stage and getting that reward and being like, even if you place top five, it's like, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to being able to like get recognized for all the hard work that you've put onto to a competition. So definitely I definitely agree with what you just said with that we are trying to also start preparing ourselves for competition earlier than what we usually do, because I feel like a lot of people do it here is that we start, let's say, a month before competitions, a month before SLC, we start just preparing, while talking to other chapters, they're doing it 6 months before SLC. Like they're starting now, like they're already starting to study for competitions now, and we're just like, we just
Right.
like that.
Also, one of the things that I want to emphasize with people that do compete in my chapter are like more the ambitious people. Well, sorry, that might have sounded rude, but it's that sometimes it's okay to lose because it'll teach you like a lesson. Like for example,
Yeah.
with prepared speaking, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that. Let me tell you, it was a more like personal, I guess, story of how I went beyond the. Yeah, it was just like it was basically like kind of like a life story of mine and how I went beyond all limits. Like it wasn't too personal, but like it did include like some personal elements. And I did put my blood, sweat, and tears into that. And when it came time for the award session and I didn't get like top five, I was just like, so I was sad because I was like, what if I did this, and like what if I was thrown off, because you know how like in presentation events I didn't expect this at state, like they have like that drape system where like the judges and one person is on one side and like the other person and the other judges on the other side, and you're like covered by like curtains or draped curtains, and you have to like both say your speech at the same time. Like I wasn't really thrown off, but like at the same time, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect this. Like the same thing also happened at FBLA Nationals when I did introduction to business presentation. I was like kind of like, whoa, but like it's okay to not succeed, because it'll only teach you how to get better. It'll only teach you like how to advance, and definitely keep on to like those notes that the judges give you after competitions, because it'll help you prepare for next year. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, kind of switching off the topic of competitions and going back into just Hosa in general. Hosa has a lot of different things that it brings to you. It brings you a lot of benefits throughout a life, like, and just like an adult, to be an adult, it brings you a lot of like a lot of, sorry, my mind's blanking out again, but I feel like you know what I mean. Like it brings you a lot of benefits, not just in the healthcare career pathway, but also in life. But in itself, I feel like HOSA has its weaknesses too. So I want to ask you, what do you feel is HOSA's greatest weakness?
Mm, hold on, I'm trying to think. Um, I'm thinking, I'm thinking my chapter is like small and we're in the southeast. And so I think that like sometimes the conference registration dates, I feel like sometimes they're rushed, because like FLC registration is like around like after my advisor was like pointing this out, because she was like, you guys, we have to like get things ready, but like she was like FL like after fall rally registration, like right around after that, like a few days after that, FLC registration starts, and she was just like emphasizing that, hey, we have to get ready, da 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 da. And especially since we come from an area where not a lot of people might have the resources or enough time to gather up money to pay for conference registrations,
Yeah.
even when we and I'm thankful for like the amount of fundraisers that we do to pay for stuff, because if it wasn't for fundraisers, I definitely would not have been able to go to state or fall leadership conference. But I guess like the time it takes, like I feel like it's a little rushed, a bit rushed. Like
Mhm.
that's I feel like that's one of the greatest weaknesses. And maybe I'm thinking like maybe I I think I'm that's like the only like weakness that comes to mind. But like as you said, like everything has its weakness. But with Hosa, yeah, that's the greatest weakness that I can think of at this time. But yeah, everything does have its weaknesses. But I still do like love and appreciate Hosa for what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like you said, it is for us, we kind of make it, I don't know how it is really for us, but like for my point of view, we kind of make it into where we have time for everything. No, get out. Huh? No, I don't have it. It's in mommy's room. Okay, get out. I'm doing something. I can see. Okay, bye. Sorry. Sorry, my brother just came in.
It's fine, don't worry.
But with us, we kind of do it where we make time for everything. So it is definitely about kind of like I feel like it is kind of in within the chapter where you have to kind of like you said, like I said, make time for everything. But it is a lot of stuff that it does get put into it. So it is like that's where it gets a little confusing and the times start to like clash up the dates and everything. Sorry, Mike.
No,
You
yeah, I totally understand. Yeah.
yeah. So
Was I still okay?
no, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I thought I was still muted. That was my bad.
No, you're fine. So, kind of starting to close off on the episode today. I want to ask you, what do you think that other chapters could do to better their HOSA experience or and better their members' HOSA experience?
Definitely, definitely engage with their members more and show them that Hosa is not just this healthcare careers club. It's also a club that brings people together, like families. Like my chapter last year, we were definitely a family because like we had some people that they just didn't have the same amount of like resources that others did, that like other people in our chapter did. And we had people that were in some unfortunate situations, but we came together like a family and we helped each other out. Like even though that was my first year in Hosa, um one of our like seniors, Sanaya, she's now at ABAC. She's now at ABAC majoring in I think biology. um she was just like one of my biggest inspirations, and she was like a mother figure to me in Hosa. And she was just like helping me prepare for my speech and stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, like this is like really a family. Like, and that's why Hosa is like one of one of my like most one of my like favorite parts of my life so far, like one of my favorite organizations so far, because um it's just like a way to be able to not only like meet other people but also engage with people that you already know as a family. And I feel like more chapters should start engaging with their members more, start engaging with their members more, whether it be through like more socials or like just like having more, networking nights in their own chapters, especially even if it's like a small or big chapter. And that's really what I think that more chapters should start doing, like to maximize chapter participation and how their chapter works.
Yeah, definitely kind of like what you said. I think HOSA's biggest strength is their community and their communication. So being able to, like you said, show that we're not only a club or organic or we're not only a club or organic. I cannot say that word.
You're fine.
organic, whatever we are. We're not only a club, but we're a family. Like it's like you're not meeting just people that you're gonna say like bye and hi to. Like even the smallest interactions, you will remember them for the rest of your life. Like being, I could you could be right beside me, like at the food court at SLC. I could see your host tag. I would feel really comfortable to be able to talk to you and be able to meet you, and that would be engraved as a core memory for me. And I think that's one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite things about Hosa is that you get to meet people that they're going to be friends or even not even friends, but just memories. And they're for your whole life. Like,
I,
okay, sorry.
oh, sorry. I just wanted to say like right quickly that sorry. Anyways, I just wanted to say right quickly that like Hosa, Hosa is like I get this from Hosa. I also get to see a lot of my FBLA friends and like host FBLA is not to bring FBLA up in
No,
like a
you're
Hosa,
fine.
but
No, you're fine.
um FBLA is definitely like one of the core pieces of my life. Like it's like I guess this sounds a bit corny, but it's kind of like my heart. Like I don't know what I would be doing in life if it wasn't for FBLA, but like Hosa has also helped ameliorate me as a person, and I get to see a lot of my friends that are in FBLA also in Hosa, and I feel like that's just so great and amazing, and I'm just like just so excited because of this year because of that.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, there is like for me too. I'm also in FBLA. I feel FBLA is a really cool organization. Organization, there's the word. So I feel like FBLA is a really good club and organization. It has definitely taught me a lot. It's definitely helped me a lot with my confidence too in my speaking. So yeah, like you said, I do also get to see a lot of my friends like from FBLA, like Kevin. I get to see him because of Hosa. I get to see him at the state conferences, the every a lot of host events. But yeah, it is definitely seeing people from other clubs unite and having something like to kind of like talk about with host and FBLA. I think it's really really cool. So hopping into my next question. I don't know if I asked this already or not, but what's your favorite memory from your time in Hosa so far?
Um, Let me think. It would definitely have to be okay. I will say it's I have two. Can I just say both of them?
Yeah, that's fine.
Athens FLC, but let me get more specific with it. After I think it was recognition session. I think they had a recognition session at FLC. Yeah, I'm thinking. Going into like Athens at like night and like with my friends to go like get something to eat and then like just running back to the hotel to like get ready for the Hosa dance, then running into the classic center to like go to the Hosa dance. The Hosa dance at FLC, I'm sorry to say, but it was TBH better than the Hosa dance at SLC
Really?
just because of how like it was just like so like I don't know what it was, but like the energy there was like euphoric. Like I don't know what it was about it, but like it was just like so amazing. And like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 experience, 10 out of 10. And also I would have to say um the the recognition session at SLC because it was just like nice being able to see two of my friends be like on the board for healthcare issues exam, and also I was rooting on like one of my friends for state office and she got it, and I was just like really happy because of that. And yeah, it was just like 10 out of 10 experience.
Yeah, for sure. So that I didn't get to go to that FLC party. We honestly were so tired that night. We went, got ice cream, and just went to our room and slept. So we didn't go. So for me, my favorite part has definitely been, I also have two, so I will say my two. My favorite part has also definitely been kind of SLC and that kind of like I said before, the energy. Is he still here? Dominique, can you still hear me?
Hello, yes, I can still hear you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just making sure. But like I said,
My
it's
camera
definitely
cut out,
that.
sorry.
Sorry.
My camera cut out, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. No, you're fine. But like I said, definitely SLC was one of my highlights. Be specific about it. It was definitely maybe the party, like you said. Like it felt like a reward after competing that the day before. It felt like a reward from competing, and it was really fun being able to meet a bunch of new people. Um, my second one again with SLC was that being out of the doors, getting ready for opening session. That is one of my favorite parts because we're all getting hyped up. You're hearing we had Lambert from one side screaming, getting hyped with all their members. There are 100 members that they bring. Like we have Alliance Academy like on another side also screaming. We have us that we had like I think 11 people, so we're like a really small group. Just like didn't know what to do, so we just started like chanting our Packer chant that we do at football games. We just started chanting it. Like we started getting hyped up. We all started dancing, jumping around, like getting ready for those doors to open. And I feel like that energy and I with everybody around, it's really fun. And that's also like one of my highlights of the year.
They need to bring back those robots. They need
Yes,
to.
they do. There has to be a way where we can request it. There like has to be a way where we can request the robots back because I want my robot back. He got my sign last year. He like got our like our Packer hog sign. And honestly, it was pretty lame. Our Packer hog sign last year was like plain. It was just the hog. This year, we're coming prepared to SLC. We're bringing light sticks, like glow in the dark stuff. We're bringing our hog all like decked out. So we're coming prepared for everything. Like we're working on a chant, like official chant for us. Like we're definitely coming prepared this year.
And coffee is too with with our little Trojan sign for sure.
So this is gonna be my last question to kind of close off the episode. Do you have any questions for me?
Mm, definitely. I don't have a question, but I do have something to say. I absolutely love this Let's Talk About Hosa podcast. I feel like it is a very amazing idea and initiative that you've taken. And I honestly cannot wait to see the next episodes that you do with this and like what you'll implement with this because I feel like this is just like a really nice way to include like members on the local level. And it's just like it's just been like really nice meeting you. You're like a really like amazing and great person. And um I I was like kind of shocked that like when you were like, hey, do you want to be like in the Let's Talk About Hosa episode? I was like, why not? And because I'm kind of like a sometimes I don't know how to like properly articulate my words, but it's just been such an amazing experience being in this episode. And I'll be like super happy when people see it. And like if somebody like if when people like watch this, like I'm sorry if you've been hearing me like drop things in my background, or like if you've been hearing like weird like cocoa melon noises. Those are my siblings in the background and they're being
Yeah.
like very annoying. But yeah, this has been like just such an amazing experience and I really appreciated it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like meeting, it was really, also really nervous to go up to you because I did kind of see a lot of your FBLA stuff go with the FBL zone. I was also intrigued by that. So I saw it and then I saw you were also involved with HOSA. So I was like, I not talking with Kevin and being like kind of like me talking about Kevin with you about thinking about having you on the podcast. He like yeah go to up to him like he was super nice like he'll love it. So definitely being able to go up to you and it was the first time I've ever done that to anybody. So it was weird. It was like a really cool experience and like I don't know who was right beside you when you were talking to some other girl. I know she's like I think a state officer. I
Sorry,
don't
repeat that. My internet cut out. My I cut out for a second.
No, you're fine. I said you were talking to another girl while you were like, I think she was a state officer or something. I'm not really for sure.
Yes, 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 Tanaya, yes, Tanaya, Tanaya.
Yeah, so seeing her reaction where when I went up to you, I was like, "Hey, do you want to be on the podcast?" Like seeing her reaction of like, "Wow, I've never seen this been done for her. That's so cool." I thought that was really cool too. But yeah, you've definitely been a great person to come on. I definitely think this is going to be a great episode to release. And like you said, it was really, really nice being able to meet you and being able to get to know you a bit today. So with that, I think this is it, unless you have anything else.
Oh no, I'm good. And it just like it was amazing being on this episode, and I just cannot wait for it to come out for sure.
Yeah, so with that being said, I think this is it. So thank you, Dominique, so so much for being able to come on, and hope everything's going right with the hurricane right now.
Uh,
Y'all are safe.
just bad internet connection for now, but
Yeah.
everything's good.
So with that, thank you so much, and we'll see everybody on the next one. Bye.